Hey guys, SteveJones313 here, thanks for tuning in, and you are watching the 2013 DeviantArt Voice Meme. It's an annual thing. The furthest back I remember it being is 2010, but it's an annual thing. 13 questions, you just answer them every year. The last time I personally did this one was on January 1st, 2012. The only reason I've been taking so long to post up a 2013 edition is because I kind of forgot. In fairness, though, I do hashtag shout, the weekly debate/discussion show with the Lone Walker Award and Geek King. I also do hashtag Tony Markout with Geek King and Eric Von Jisme, weekly wrestling YouTube show. And I've had people asking me if I'd be bringing back SteveJones313, so I've been kind of working on that as well. So in all the hustle and bustle, I just kind of forgot. And you'll have to pardon me for clearing my throat. I don't know what's wrong with my fucking throat today. Bastard throat! But anyway. So, the DeviantArt Voice Meme is fairly simple. You just get 13 questions, you answer them, and then you're kind of done. Now, in the last video, I would do picture slideshows and all that jazz, but to be honest with you, you're not here for the visuals, you're here for the audio. So, unfortunately, you guys won't get to see my face. You fucking bastards. Alright, let's get on with the questions. Here we go. Question 1. What is your name? Well, it depends. Are you asking me for my internet name? Or are you asking me for my real name? If you want my internet name, it's SteveJones313. It's pretty much where I'm known everywhere, except for YouTube, fully enough, which is The Wandering Angel. The reason I'm known as The Wandering Angel on YouTube is basically because any video I make, I put under the banner of The Wandering Angel Productions. Not a real company yet. Obviously, I have big plans in the future, way down in the future. But anyway, the point is, on YouTube, I known as The Wandering Angel. I do have a YouTube channel called SteveJones313, which was going to be for my LPs, but then I ran into a bit of a roadblock with them. But I still have that account. I'm hoping to do something with that. Maybe transfer a lot of my videos onto that account as well, to bring them both up to date, and then use The Wandering Angel as solely as the videos for my works and all that jazz, and use SteveJones313 as a personal YouTube account. Haven't decided yet. There's a lot of planning going on with that. Now, my real name. Real name's easy enough to find. My name is Stephen Eric Caulfield. Eric was named after, I think, either my grandfather or my great-grandfather. I can't quite remember. It was either my grandfather's middle name or my great-grandfather's name. I think it might be my great-grandfather, when I think about it. And you can ask me that in 6 months' time, and I'll probably say it's the other one. I'm not really good with that kind of stuff. But yes, technically I'm Stephen Caulfield the first, because there isn't any I don't think there's any other Stephen Caulfields before me. So that's pretty cool. Although I am desperate to do some kind of, family tree kind of thing, that kind of who do you think you are style. But yeah, that's my name. Jesus Christ, Stephen, you took almost 2 minutes to answer the question, what is your name? Oh, it's going to be a long video. Next question. Question number 2. How old are you? I am 26, although the funny thing is, that changes every year. Question 3. Where are you from? Are you living there right now? Yeah, pretty much. I live in a town called Stanley, in County Durham of the northeast of England. That's as far as I go without giving you my address, pretty much. But yeah, I've lived here pretty much all my life. I mean, up until I was about 2, I lived just outside of the Stanley area in a place called New Kyle, but it's pretty much considered part of Stanley. So, yeah, I will move one day. It's not been financially beneficial for me or my family for me to move at this point. It makes more sense all of us banding together. But my fiance, who is American, will be wanting to live here, and according to the rules, I have to have my own place. So a place that's in my name, whether it's rented or whatever. So as much as I'd love to live with my family, because we are very, very close. I mean, even if I had the money, I wouldn't want to move because we're so close. We work together. We look out for each other. There's none of that, one person does everything. We all pitch together. So even if I had the money, I wouldn't want to, because I enjoy that closeness, and I enjoy being able to rely on people, the fact that they can rely on me. But one day I will move. Where will I move? I don't know. If I was a millionaire, I would love to live in a place like York, because it's such a beautiful city. And if you've never been and you get the opportunity, go visit York. I mean, for me personally, I would advise just go for the day, because if you stayed there for like a couple of nights, it can get a bit boring if you're not into that kind of culture. But honestly, it is a beautiful, especially on a night time. My biggest advice: go to York around about Christmas time. They really push the boat out for Christmas. But anyway, I don't live in York. I live in Stanley. Sigh. Next question. Question 4. What's the time? It is 20:51, or for those that don't speak 24-hour, it's about 9 minutes to 9. Question number 5. Is it cold where you are? I don't actually know. I mean, I don't feel cold. I mean, it's snowing. I mean, the snow would kind of be a giveaway, but being from the northeast of England, snow to us is more like just a mild annoyance. I could get a temperature gauge if you wish. Just hold on. Let me get my iPod. Why do I always put my iPod in really hard to reach places? Anyway, according to my weather app on my iPod, the weather here is 34 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe that is. Yes, 34 degrees. Next question. Question number 6. What are you wearing? Well, that's a bit personal. Believe it or not, because I'm actually quite hot. Again, going back to that last question, and the no snow means little to us. I'm pretty much wearing my shorts, a short sleeve shirt, which I'm leaving open, a pair of socks, and my smile, pretty much. It is far too hot for me, especially in this room when I've got a computer on and the stack electricity gets around. But it is that fucking hot for me that I'm really dressing down. Next question. Question number 7. What was the last thing you listened to? Last thing I listened to was an MP3 from Nostalgia Critic's Moulin Rouge Review album, which you could actually get online for a very, very decent price. Basically, I mean, you could obviously torrent it for free, but, let's support these people, the people who work hard for it. There is a website you can go to where you can get it for really, really cheap. Now, I forget if it's a donation or if it's just a basic price, but the suggestion is $1.99, but you can pay more for it if you wish. A bit like those museums where you make a donation to go in, but you don't necessarily have to pay. It's a bit like that. Well, anyway, I got that, and once you pay that and you get your receipt, you get sent a WinRAR file, and then you just unzip them, and boosh, you have the MP3s from the review. I mean, it's the original songs that you do. Guilty Pleasures, Brent Floss's Rap, Pretense, and The Review Must Go On. And there was this guy by Lankara. The last MP3 of the album I listened to was Pretense, which is my favourite one. It's a parody of El Tango de Roxanne, which is a parody of Roxanne. We're getting into parodyception here. But anyway, it's my favourite of the lot. It stars Nostalgia Critic, Nostalgia Chick, Fearless, Brent Floss, of course, and Kyle. And I forgot his screen name. God, what? I feel like such a dick, because I actually like his reviews, but I always call him Kyle. I can't remember his... Oh, alright, PC, just because you could fucking remember it. Oh, come on, that's a cheap... Hey, whose side are you on, PC? Fuck you. Next question. Question number 8. What was the last thing you ate? Did they make this question 8 solely so it would rhyme? Or was that just me? Anyway, the last thing I ate was a 10-inch margarita pizza. Margarita, for those who don't know, is cheese and tomato. Yes, some people don't know it. And I got it from Godfather's in Stanley. Now, normally I don't do takeout pizza. I mean, the only two pizzas I tend to have are either really pizza breads, like cheese and tomato breads from Asda for £1, basically because I don't like to eat much. Although I'm a fat ass, and believe me, I am a fat ass. I tend not to eat huge amounts in one go, and something like a pizza from a takeaway, that's quite a lot to deal with. Although, however, I do go to Pizza Hut like once every 2 months or 3 months or something like that. But when I go, I order like I'll go in and I'll order a 10-inch margarita pizza, and they'll say, "Oh, well, you can use the buffet," but like I want the one pizza because that's all I'm having. No stars, no dessert, just the one pizza. That's all I'm fucking having. Although I might steal a few breadsticks from the salad bar, but still doesn't count. But yeah, if you're in Stanley, go check them out. They're actually not that bad. Anyway, next question. And seriously, did they ask that sort of rhyme? Question number 9. What was the last thing you watched on TV? Really, they should have made this question number 3. Just saying. But yeah, the last thing I watched on TV was WWE Raw. Sadly, I don't get to watch SmackDown and NXT and Superstars and Saturday Morning Slam and stuff like that. The only wrestling show I tend to be able to catch on TV is Monday Night Raw. Yes, I'm a massive wrestling fan for any of those who don't know me that well. It helps given that I host a wrestling YouTube show called #TotalMarkout with Eric Von Gismy and the Geek King. So, yeah, that's the only show. I mean, other shows, I do try to watch QI, which is my favourite show, which isn't wrestling, but QI is my favourite show, which isn't wrestling. And beyond that, there's any other TV show I'll either watch on the internet, like YouTube and all that jazz, or I'll own it in some capacity, either on my hard drive or as a DVD. For instance, the entire collection of Whose Lines Did Anyway America, I own that. For example, of like shows I have there, and on YouTube, shows like Nightmare, which was an ITV show. By God, that was a fantastic show. But again, those are shows that I watch on the internet. I don't really watch the TV anymore, except for wrestling. Wrestling and QI are the only two things that I'll sit down in front of a television and watch. Mainly because I don't like watching television. I know it sounds odd because I'll watch YouTube. I follow Halloween 4545 on YouTube. I follow guys like the Spoony One. I follow Nostalgia Critic, Linkara. I follow all these people on YouTube and Blip and whatever. But I don't like sitting down in front of a television. And the simple reason being is I did that a lot as a kid for Nightmare and all that jazz. I just kind of fell out of love with it. I love to read, and I love the online world. I love the fact that I can play games and watch things at the same time. I can't do that with a TV. I can't be like sitting on a Game Boy or a laptop playing whatever game I'm playing, usually Minecraft these days, whilst watching something on TV. But on a computer screen where I can split the two in half, I mean, that's more manageable for me. But yeah, TV for me is lost. It's kind of lost to me, except for wrestling and QI, which I find ironic because a lot of people call me stupid and moronic for watching wrestling. Yet one of my great heroes in life is Stephen Fry, mainly for his intellect. Yes, QI isn't always a factual show. There's a lot of things they get wrong, but his intellect and his wisdom really comes through on a show like QI. He has that very teacher-like quality, and you should really check out his books. Now, me and Stephen Fry don't agree necessarily when it comes to poetry. I'm an author, and he's an author, and I read his book, The Ode Less Travelled, which is all about getting into poetry, and we kind of disagree, although we've never met and never talked, but in principle I disagree with some of the things he has to say. I still consider him a brilliant mind to consult through his books, and Twitter if you can catch him, in the realm of poetry. So yeah, if you haven't checked out any of his books, please do so. I mean, I will link that stuff to you. Again, if you look at the description below, I'll link you to An Ode Less Travelled, probably on Amazon. Although bearing in mind, I am editing the video after the recording's made, so but yeah, just go down the description below and you'll find a link to The Ode Less Travelled. Alright, enough of this question. We've spent almost 4 minutes on it. Next question! Number 10. What's your favourite TV show and why? Okay, you would think having done this thing at least twice that I would remember that this was the next question and not spend so long on the last one. But it gives me a chance to talk about the other show that I really love, which is actually really my favourite show, which is Monday Night Raw, which is a product of the WWE. A quick history lesson. The WWE stands for World Wrestling Entertainment, which used to be known as the World Wrestling Federation, or WWF. They couldn't call themselves WWF anymore because the World Wildlife Foundation, you fucking panda-loving bastards, decided, no, you can't have that, because people confuse the two WWFs. Me personally, they should have merged the two. Who doesn't want to see a panda beat the living shit out of Hulk Hogan? Actually, to be honest with you, I just like the idea of someone beating the living shit out of Hulk Hogan. Fuck you and your creepy relationship with your daughter. What the fuck is wrong with you? And you killing wrestling bastard. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. Right. Okay. Anyway, getting back to it. A lot of people ask me, why do you love wrestling? It's like, obviously the big one is, oh my god, you like wrestling? It's like so fake. I mean, it's all fake. Okay. Here's the thing about wrestling. Is it scripted? Mostly. Now, immediately, a lot of you are going, what? You're thinking it's real? No. There are certain people that can go out there and work without a script. CM Punk is a prime example of a guy who can go to the ring and work without a script. A lot of the people, there's some other people that could do it as well, but guys like Triple H, But yes, for the majority of wrestlers, they use scripts. Guys like John Cena and all them will go out in the ring with a promo in mind or with a general idea of what it is they have to say, and then they will make promos. And obviously the wrestling. Yes, the wrestling is, at this point, I wouldn't even say that wrestling is choreographed. It's more a stunt. It's stunt and athletics. If you think about, imagine if gymnastics, or either a more aggressive form of gymnastics, or imagine a live display of a movie fight scene, okay? That's essentially what it is. It is aggressive drama, and many times aggressive comedy. A lot of people, the reason I get sick of people shitting on wrestling, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. It's the exact same reason I don't watch My Little Fucking Pony. I don't like the fucking thing, so I'm not going to watch it. I might make fun of it here and there, but it's not for me to really judge. At the end of the day, I'm not the audience for it, so I'm not going to fucking watch it. They're happy, I'm happy. Right? But the thing about wrestling is, right, you don't go to a fucking movie, walk out and say, well, they didn't really fucking die, it was all special effects. And, oh my god, I mean, they weren't really flying in space. No fucking shit. Now, if you want to see people legitimately beat the hell out of each other and really fuck each other up for money, be my guest. Go watch MMA, UFC, alright? Boxing, martial art. You go watch those shows, and I won't hold it against you, but here's my back, right? I'm not a pacifist by any fucking means. I mean, hell, I watch wrestling, yeah. But here's the thing. When you watch wrestling, people, in most cases, although there have been some isolated incidences, in most cases, they don't actually want to hurt each other. It's theatre. It's like you go and see an action movie, but you don't actually want people to be shooting the shit out of each other. They're characters in a story which involves violence. That's what wrestling is. That's why you got to watch it. And that's why there's different aspects to wrestling, whether some people agree with it or not. You have characters like Hornswoggle, a midget who's supposedly a leprechaun, causes mischief. Some people think he's utterly hilarious. I think it's fucking ridiculous. But again, I don't like that particular side of it. Some people don't like the wrestling side of it. Some people don't like long wrestling matches or technical wrestling, but they love the promos. There's an audience for everything, and wrestling tries to cater for as much as possible. See, that's the thing about wrestling. It is entertainment. In fact, to quote an old advert, yes, this is entertainment, but the hazards are real. People have died for the sport of professional wrestling, and not just because of steroids and other drugs and stuff like that. I mean, people have died for their craft, and people have been crippled for their craft. And whilst you may be quick to say, well, it's their own fault, stuntmen do this. Boxers do this. UFC people do this. Some actors have put their bodies on the line for the sake of entertainment. You can't shit on wrestling for it, but miss out everything else. Wrestling is theatre. It's theatre that's in your face, that's controversial, but the thing about wrestling is that because of its nature and the people involved, people like to attack it. They'll ignore steroids in other sports, with the exception of maybe UFC and boxing. But, they don't, somebody dies playing another sport. People go, well, that's sport. Someone dies in wrestling. They feel the need to shit in it. That's the thing. Wrestling attracts a lot of trolls. It happens. But now I hope at least you guys have a better idea of why some people watch wrestling. It's entertainment of a more aggressive nature. It's just like going to see a movie. But the thing is, the difference between you and me is you'll go watch a movie to see whoever it is, Jason Statham, fucking Sylvester Stallone, whatever, once a month, twice a month, who knows. I get my movie almost multiple nights a week. That's the way it is, and that's why I love wrestling. Why do I think Raw's the best one? I think they've got a better production value. They've got better characters. CM Punk is my favourite out of all of them right now. Favourite of all time, by the way, Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley and Roddy Piper. But, yeah, hopefully anyone that knows me won't bring up the wrestling shit with me. If you're a fan of wrestling, then do check out hashtag Total Markout, although I'll be doing a lot of shameless plugging at the end of this episode. Well, anyway, like I said, that's that question answered. We're coming up to the 7-minute marker on this fucking question alone. That's right, this question to take over 7 minutes. I think it's time we moved on to the next question. So, next question. Number 11. Quick! Find a book or something with text on it. Flip to a random page and read some of it. Go! Well, thankfully, I have a new bookcase, which is conveniently right next to me. Yay for efficiency! Okay, you. Let's have a look at you. You are Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Fantastic. Book bought for me by my friend AJ Carruthers. Kyle Lassunstrider, I think his old DeviantArt name was. If he's still on DeviantArt, I don't know. But anyway, it says turn to a random page, but fuck it. I am SteveJones313, so let's turn to page 313. And, conveniently, I love convenience, it's actually split into 2 parts. So I'll read the first bit, because that has an ending to a paragraph, which is much more dramatic. So here we go. Good Omens, page 313. Some police forces would believe anything. Not the Metropolitan Police, though. The Met was the hardest, most cynically pragmatic, most stubbornly down-to-earth police force in Britain. It would take a lot to phase a copper from the Met. It would take, for example, a huge battered car that was nothing more nor less than a fireball of blazing, roaring, twisted metal lemon from hell, driven by a grinning lunatic in sunglasses, sitting amid the flames, trailing thick black smoke, coming straight at them through the lashing rain and the wind at 80 miles per hour. That would do it every time. Next question. Number 12. What was the last movie you saw? Obviously, this question could be interpreted 2 ways. What was the last new release that you saw, and what was the last movie you saw? The last movie I saw that's considered a new release, i.e. the last one I went to see in a theatre or something, was The Dark Knight Rises, which I saw last year with my good friend Geek King and my brother, the Lord Walker One. It was actually the Lord Walker One's birthday, his 16th. So it was kind of like the day out to celebrate. The last movie I sat down and watched, basically regardless of when it was released, was actually Muppets Christmas Carol, which I own. Essentially, for some reason, if I'm working, if I have that playing on in the background, I get through my work so much quickly and the quality improves. I don't know what it is. It's like the sound of, Michael Caine singing along, somehow increases my work rate and quality. Yeah, I'm confused by that one as well. But again, we are talking about the almighty Michael Caine, who, funny enough, was also in The Dark Knight Rises. Holy fuck! Finally, question number 13. Do you think you have an accent? Talk about that. Everyone has an accent. Do I think I have an accent? Yes. Could I tell you what it is? I could tell you how I got it, but that's about it. You see, it's a bit odd how my accent comes to be. My accent was originally a mixture of 2 distinct accents. Geordie, which is like Newcastle kind of area, think Jimmy Nail. I'm trying to explain this to people who aren't Geordies themselves or don't know. Think guys like Jimmy Nail, Alan Shearer, that kind of idea. And a very distinct, I would say Durham accent, but again, that's too broad because that includes a few things. I suppose the best way I could put it is Durham speaking correctly, which sounds almost insulting, I know, but the best way to describe it is that my dad's a hardcore Geordie and my mum's mum had delusions of grandeur. That is to say, I do have some of the northern qualities or characteristics to my voice, but I try to speak as correctly as possible. I mean, obviously, yes, I use contractions, I end sentences with prepositions and all that jazz because I'm not a fucking hardcore grammar Nazi. I am a grammar Nazi, but I'm not a hardcore one. But hey, better to be a grammar Nazi than a Nazi, you know what I mean? Yeah, Jews are awesome, but make sure you use your commas properly. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard because it's most basic, the combination of northern correct speak, like a northern variation of the Queen's English mixed with Geordie to get this amalgamation of an accent. Not only that, but also my accent's influenced by things I hear. You'll have heard that you probably do it yourself. Majority of people do. You start emulating people you admire. So you pick up a lot of their mannerisms, and a lot of the time that also includes accents or certain dialects or basically ways of speaking and pronouncing things. When I was a kid, I didn't swear at all, and then I just started swearing all the time, and then the way I would pronounce words changed. Like as a kid, I would say bastard. You know when I started swearing, but I say bastard most of the time. When I'm reading, my voice changes. I go into a more, I would say, deliberate style of reading. Whether I'm reading aloud to myself, whether I'm reading to a group, giving a presentation, it's much different to like the way I would do this. Like as you see, this is what I mean. Even this accent, to an extent, is manufactured because I'm aware that I'm on a microphone and I'm aware people are going to hear me. It's like you mean like if there's someone in the house and you don't know they're there, like you live with them obviously, but you think they've gone out something and you start singing, for example, you will sing differently than to how you would sing if you knew there was somebody there that could hear you. And that's what it is for me. Because I know people are going to hear this, it's going to sound different. Whereas if I was on my own, again, it's going to sound completely different. So I couldn't tell you what I sound relaxed because I don't really notice because I'm relaxed. I'm not concerning about the way I sound. And you may wonder, well, Steve, you're kind of going on a bit. That's because one of my favourite topics is communications. I loved studying communications at college. And I have kind of almost an obsession with the way people speak. Certain dialects and the way people there's people who like mouth the words after they say the words. There are people who put certain inflections, and that I always notice those kind of things. So the way people speak has always been a very fascinating thing for me. My fiance has the ability to pretty much learn an accent within minutes. It's quite an impressive feat. Certainly nothing certainly nothing I can do. But that kind of stuff fascinates me. So when it comes to the question of my own accent, the best I can explain is, at its most basic, it's an amalgamation of Geordie and a northern variation of Queen's English. But it's had so much, I wouldn't say pollute it, but so much influence it in the 26 years I've been alive, God knows how long I've been able to speak, that it's an accent of its own accord. I've never met anyone that anyone could say sounds exactly like me or I sound exactly like them, put it that way. I've never met someone that I sound exactly like or they sound exactly like me. I mean, when I'm on the phone, people have confused me for my dad, but that's only because we both speak very politely on the phone. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's that question answered. Well, thank you guys for listening to my DeviantArt Voice Meme of 2013. So let me take a quick moment just to plug some of my other shows, although I can imagine a lot of you are going for that stop button there, but please don't! Please listen. Wait around for a moment. Just to let you know that if you are a fan of listening to news and random, just guys having a laugh, talking about various things, check out our weekly debate / discussion show, #Shout, which is hosted by myself and the Lone Walker One. Also, regular guest is none other than the Geek King. You can also follow us all on Tumblr. You can find all information on the Shout videos there. It even has its own dedicated channel, so if you don't want to watch on my channel, check out the Shout channel. If you're a fan of wrestling, then please check out our weekly wrestling show, which is #Total Markout, hosted by myself, Geek King, and Eric Von Gisme, and the D is silent, where we talk about the WWE, we talk about all the wrestling rumors and news, and also give you guys recommendations for past matches and promos to check out, and we answer your questions in #FanCorner. And, you know, I'm doing a lot of shows coming up this year. I am going to be bringing back SteveJones313, surprisingly, by popular demand. Woo, people actually like the show. I know, crazy, right? But yeah, hopefully I'll be one of that. And people have asked me, will I be doing a spin-off series about Mr. Mad? Between you and me, I'm starting to write it. Shh, don't tell anybody. But yes, but all that's left for me to do is to give you some quick links. I would love you guys to check out if you got these accounts. If you're on Tumblr, please do follow me, and I'll follow you back. It is SteveJones313.tumblr.com. If you're on Twitter, same deal. It's twitter.com/SteveJones313. And of course, I'm also on Ask. It's a bit like Form Spring, only better designed in my opinion, where you can ask me questions and I'll answer. I love getting random questions, guys, whether they're thought-provoking, intimate, or philosophical, or just batshit crazy. The only questions I don't answer are about my loved ones. I'll answer pretty much any question about me, but leave my loved ones out of it. But yeah, go ahead and go to ask.fm/SteveJones313 to ask me any questions. You don't have to have an Ask account to ask a question. You can just ask anonymously, and that's cool. But anyway, that's all from me. If you are on DeviantArt, go to my DeviantArt profile, check out my stuff. Let me know if you like stuff. And I will see you guys, I suppose, if you're just watching for my DeviantArt videos, I'll see you next year for the 2014 DeviantArt Voice Meme. But if you watch my other videos, I guess I'll see you next week on the next episode from the Wandering Angel Productions. Bye-bye.